Hi, I'm Holly, and welcome to Lipedema. This is where we talk about all things lipedema and living your best life despite the diagnosis. We'll definitely touch on a lot of things related to insurance, surgery, diet, mental health, and other subjects that impact people who suffer with lipedema and the broader population, honestly. So, if you would be triggered by any of those subjects, this might not be the right channel for you. I do want to say I'm not a medical professional, never have come even anywhere close to it. I'm just someone sharing my journey of discovery after being diagnosed, and doing some research on conservative treatment options as well as surgical treatment options, and then getting started on Wegovy, which, wow, I have so much to say about that. But anyway, welcome. So I'm really looking forward to sharing what I've learned, and also to learning from you. So just to get us started, this is my very first video anywhere outside of work, right? And so I wanted to make sure that I introduced myself and kind of explained why I chose this name as the name of the channel. I am definitely not someone who aligns with the idea of being devalicious about anything. But this kind of goes back to a conversation I was having with a really good friend where we realized that we'd gotten into this sort of bad habit of kind of jokingly referring to each other by the B word. And we were kidding, but words have power, and we kind of like inspected, like, why are we doing that? Why do we say these things when we could be building each other up, right? And so we decided we would settle on a different word that didn't have all of these connotative, like negative connotative values. And we determined that diva would be the right word. So when she says diva please, I know exactly what she means. And when I use it, she understands what I'm getting to as well. And we still laugh about it, but it just feels a little bit better to put into the universe. So, lipedema, having a disease like lipedema is a difficult diagnosis to live with. It's trying to find comfort in a body that just doesn't want to be comfortable a lot of the time, where I just frequently have a lot of pain. And I also have a lot of, I think, I would call it mental pain, in knowing that I don't feel normal, right? And that other people, it feels to me like other people are looking at my extremities, seeing how large they are in comparison to the rest of my body. And it's definitely been a reality that I feel like has made my life get smaller as I've gotten older. And it's only recently that I've really started to understand the disease itself, because I wasn't even diagnosed until I was 49, which was about 2 years ago. And so, by the way, when I got diagnosed, like, my surprise level was like on 10, but my inner child definitely was like, that story checks out, right? I knew there had to be something to explain why my legs had always had the same heaviness and the bruising and the sensitivity to touch, like the painful feeling anytime someone touched me. So that was definitely like a huge change in the way that I kind of saw myself, and also just a moment where I could give myself a little bit of grace, and not blame myself so entirely for all of the issues that I'd had, including, by the way, like joint pain that had progressively gotten to the point where I really couldn't exercise as much as I used to, which was very key to me during my 22-year military career, to keeping in shape and also to making the requirements, the weight and tape requirements for body fat that the military has. I was Army, by the way, go Army. So that's sort of, when you think about all things lipedema, it's really easy to start focusing on what lipedema has kind of taken away. And so I wanted this channel to be more about celebrating how to live your best life with it. And so that's kind of divalicious to me. So we're going to be lipedivas here. And then I guess I wanted to kind of talk about this, like where I am in my journey today. I've done conservative treatments for the last 2 years since I knew what was going on. And I'll be happy to kind of talk more about what conservative treatments are versus other kinds of treatments, and what I've specifically done in my life to alleviate some of the symptoms. But where I am in my journey right now is I've decided that the surgical route is the route for me. I am pre-surgery, but I think I've aligned on a doctor. I just had a meeting with that doctor yesterday, though, and I have to be honest, like, It's a little disheartening. I'm not 100% certain now. I'm hoping that I've still found the right one, and I'll talk more about that. It's an incredibly difficult landscape to navigate, and I know anyone who's watching this now who is in that same kind of area that I'm in, looking for a doctor, trying to make sure that their insurance is going to cover it. Like, you feel me. It's really not clear where you can get the best information, which techniques are the ones that you should be looking for a doctor to be familiar with. And the appointment that I had today honestly made me doubt everything that I thought I knew about the kind of doctor I should be seeking. Again, I'll go into that in other videos, but today I just wanted to kind of focus a little bit on just introducing myself because I get so excited. I've tried to do like 17 other videos, and I realize I'm starting sort of in the middle, and I need to at least establish a beginning. So that's what we're doing here today. And then if you're interested in hearing more about that, please comment. Please like and subscribe so I know that there is someone who's interested in hearing my voice and who thinks that they can benefit from what I've learned. So I'm not just kind of speaking out into the ether. It's nice to know that, you're with people. So that's where I am today in my journey. I'm hoping that I am just a couple of months away from the first of my surgeries, which I think is going to be my lowers. And I'll let you know, I have to get another ultrasound done now because I've got those little lipomas on my ankles that so many of us have, right? And mine have just gotten bigger and bigger, even though I've lost a lot of weight with Wegovy. Talk about that more later too. So they're now even more prominent. And I guess, something between the last time my doctor saw me and this time, she's like, let's get those checked out just to make sure that it's not some other kind of like cyst or something. The word she used, I think she was, it was a yucky word. I'm not medical again. But I think she referred to it as like a ganglion cyst, something like that, which I've heard about before, but I don't know. Anytime you say cyst, I always go, oof. I just want to, I would love to see a pimple popper episode on these things on my ankles, get this thing out. But I feel like it's going to be the lipoma that she suspected it was before, and not something that's got a lot of good juice in it. That's going to be really, really gut clenching. We'll see. We'll find out. So I'll get that scheduled. The main thing that was really depressing me about that yesterday is that when I called to see the next time I could get an ultrasound, they said 3 months from now, and not something that I was hoping to hear. I was hoping to hear a lot closer for surgery. And it's just that time of year where I want to make sure that anything that we're doing for travel that I can still be a part of, and that I get anything done that would involve my legs being on display, which isn't a lot of things in my world, but I do make an exception to showing the legs for going to the beach because I love the beach. That is something important to know about me. I am definitely a beach girl over mountains all day, every day. I don't even know what you do in the mountains except look at them, and they're kind of pretty for a little bit, but then what? You just stare at everybody else around you and go do you want some more cocoa? Yeah, but when you go to the beach, it's just amazing. And there's something so soothing and calming about waves and water and sunlight on water. Just my thing. So I am hoping that we have a couple more opportunities to get some legs out this season, and I want to make sure that I get all of those things done and finish the summer before I do my legs, because I am old and people in my family don't live long. And so when I look at it, I'm like, I could have maybe 10 more summers left, and I want to enjoy every last one of them because it's my season. So that's why I was hoping for sort of a fall-ish, almost winter surgery. Plus, it's a lot easier to wear all of that compression, right, when it's not going to make you explode or sweat to death. So that's sort of where I am in my journey today. Not that you asked, but I'm also perimenopausal. I keep hoping for okay, almost a year, and then I'll go ahead and menstruate and be I guess we're back to sort of square one. Not an expert on that either, but I have just started HRT, so that's something that I want you to ask any questions about if you have questions. And I finally decided that I'm really tired of not having control over what my teeth are doing. So I am working on getting my lowers specifically aligned. And so I have Invisaligners on, and I'm happy to kind of talk to you about that if you haven't thought about it. I just had a checkup today. Pretty glad everything's looking okay. None of my teeth have fallen out of my face yet, although it's something that I honestly worry about every time I update to a new set of Invisalign. So those are the kinds of things that I'm doing right now. I'm also a program manager at a tech company, and it's a pretty well-known tech company. So from a program management perspective and kind of just being in a professional environment and having to deal with this particular disease, lipedema, and also just all the things that kind of go with it, the big discomfort, honestly having to be in front of customers when you have bruises on your arms or bruises on your legs. Like, those are things that I definitely understand, so I'll definitely share some of my best practices. And when it comes to the Wegovy journey, I've lost a lot of weight on Wegovy, and really at a point where, like, I'm definitely in my glow up on that. I'm starting to feel the way that I felt 10 years ago, before I had all of the joint issues that I have now. Actually, it was when I was getting ready to get married to my second ex-husband. So those were definitely like body positive times, despite the lipedema, and probably was never in better shape. And then a series of unfortunate events sort of really led to decline in that area. So I think that's all that I wanted to share out today. I'm super excited to meet you. I'm super excited to introduce myself to you. I think that knowledge is power, and that when we share knowledge with each other, we all are better. I think none of us is as good as all of us. So again, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Lipedema. Thanks.